Okay, thanks, Gail. You inviting me to come here to talk about the Hmong culture, funeral ceremony and marriage ceremony, and plus the shamanism or animism. I already see the topic here very interesting. I heard many of you already have questions about the animism or shamanism. In the Hmong culture for many thousand years, we never reach out to the mainstream medical system or medicine. In the Hmong culture, Hmong people, we used to live in the mountain far away from the city. So we using Hmong herbal medicine and rely on the spiritual shamanism only. Before the Vietnam War, we begin to introduce to the Western medicine and go to see doctor and clinics. But we have a belief using the shaman. The same thing we believe in the United States too, because we have the vision using in the past from time to time. Especially for the traditional Hmong, we start using shamanism as our second choice. After we see doctor or nurses, they not be able to find anything wrong with each individual person who's being sick. So that's very important for probably the majority Hmong who still carry the traditional Hmong practice. In terms of shaman, the reason I mentioned earlier before, when we live in Laos or even we came to the United States, the traditional Hmong still using shaman. Shaman will do the shaman ceremony in the spiritual world only. The shaman not be able to do same thing like doctor and nurses do. Whenever the doctor not be able to find anything wrong with any person, the family need to ask shaman to do the shaman ceremony to see what happened to this person's soul and spirit. Many of the shaman can help. In our belief, maybe the soul already in connection with any other person out there. But the shaman will do the shaman ceremony. Shaman will be able to take that person's soul and spirit back to the person. And even sometimes that person has been scared in somewhere. One of the person's spirit fall in somewhere, not be able to get up and come to the person's body. And shaman be able to go there, do the shaman ceremony and take the spirit back to the person. That is what we believe in shaman. And many people are asking, is it a shaman? Is it a place that we go training and become a shaman? No. Shaman is the person is born to become a shaman. When that person, either he or she, when they grow up in certain age, they will know, the family will know when it's time for the person to become a shaman. Usually the older men and women, they believe because they're already using the herbal medicine and using shaman back in the old country. And us every day, an old man and woman, when they have a sign of sickness, they're not willing to go see or check up. They keep waiting and waiting, using the herbal medicine to cure. If not be able to cure, and they will wait until they not be able to handle the pain, then they will go see doctor to see what happened. That is something that I see within my eyes. And many people, if the elderly, either he or she have son or daughter, they were calling shaman to do shaman ceremony, but not every day, but more like couple times to see what happened. into more the spiritual soul and spirit. After that, they need to take the person to see doctor. Shaman is a traditional belief. What is more like what is good for each individual person only. In terms of, we have many different spiritual. Shaman is more like a tool, more like a doctor or nurse only. But besides that, we have belief on in each house. We have the guardian who watch in the house. In our belief, we know that in every corner here, there was spiritual with us. A shaman is just someone who will do the spiritual way and helping to see what's behind the cause. In our belief, I think similar to Christian or anything. We believe in God. A person who do well will receive blessing from God only or from heaven. And we also believe in ancestors. We not believe in just only one thing. We believe in God, ancestor, spiritual, more like the environment and spirit, water, pond, you can name on it. We believe there will be the eyes and ear watching us. If we have any difficulty time, we ask them to help. We believe that they can help.
You mean ancestor?
Ancestor and even the spirit out there, more like a mountain out there. We consider that there is a spirit who guarding the mountain. We have many people, even they start asking big rock to protect them, because rock is the create the same time the earth is created, and also the most the strongest thing on earth too. So that's why in terms of our traditional culture, we're using the rock to be something very important too.
Okay, excuse me again.
Yes.
The Christians, we have a Bible that guide us in our belief towards God. Does the Hmong have a Bible leading to their belief in God too as well?
That's very important. In terms of our people, we not have any written language to keep our belief and our culture, our history in place. Our belief and history passing generation to generation only. So we don't have anything put into a book so we can see and read. We have a separate worship one another. We think it's if time to asking for God to help, we asking. But if time for us to asking ancestor to help, we asking ancestor. But if time to asking there are household guardians who they are spirit help, we asking the house spirit to help only. So in terms of that, we believe yes, there was God out there, and we believe there yes, we have our parents, our ancestor. That's why we having us here. So we need to go back more like step by step back there, and up to this, and we'll go to the next level. And we after we go to this, we'll go to the next level. So we not. That's why many of our Hmong Christian and traditional Hmong, they have a conflict of believing. Many they complaining, you worshiping the evil spirit only. Many they say, we are worshiping truly God who created this earth. But in our culture, we believe, yes, there was God, there was ancestor, there was parents. Anything beyond the parents will be grandpa and grandma. Beyond grandma and grandpa, we believe the sky and the earth, the land. Lundu te da. That is what we believe. And we go on that. We'll go to the moon, the sun, and the star, the seven star. After that, we'll go to the God, or we call Yeshua, So that's what we believe in. And maybe many of them, many Hmong, elderly and traditional, they even believe more. More. That's why many of our brother and sister Christian, Hmong Christian, they say, you believe too much. You need to drop off everything and go to Christian and just worshiping one God only. In our community every day, we not have a thorough research, but we know that about 30% Hmong convert into Christian. 70% still carry the traditional. The traditional, we don't know how long it will last, but according to what my view is to get the connection back to where we came from, because we still have family, relatives live back in the old country. After the elderly generation, the younger generation like myself, we go back there, we still trace by worshiping ancestor and God and family related. So that's why we still consider carry the traditional belief.